guys, this is Hannah from Flavor Purveyor, soon to be thereabouts. I'm the product manager here, and today we're going over our coffee roasting kit. We'll be walking through how to do it step by step so you know what to do when it comes to your door. So here's the kit, and we're gonna see what's inside. First thing we see is a pretty awesome guidebook. It's really colorful. There's lots of instructions. It tells you exactly what you need, what methods you can do, what to listen for, what to look for, what to smell, and what you do after your beans are roasted, and then some little tips and tricks on how to brew it. Now, we have 3 different types of green coffee beans that you can roast. We have Ethiopian, Colombian, and Sumatran. Now that you have your beans and your coffee roasting guidebook, we're gonna need a few basic items from your kitchen. Now, there are 2 ways that you can roast. You can start doing by the stovetop or in the oven. We're gonna start today on the stovetop. You're gonna need a large flat-bottomed pan so there's plenty of room for the beans and a little bit of wiggle room. Then you're going to need just a typical stirring utensil. Really anything will be fine. I found that I like this one better. It has a little bit of an edge that helps me flip the beans as I'm stirring, which is really important for even roasting. After you've done roasting your beans, you're gonna need a sifter or colander to remove the chaff. Now, any colander or sifter will do. I have found that I enjoy a larger one because it really gives me control to shake the beans around, blow the chaff off without beans flying everywhere. We recommend starting with just the whole bag at once. It'll make about 6 to 8 cups of coffee depending on how you choose to brew it. In the event that you're trying to roast more than 1 bag of coffee at a time, the main concept is that you have enough room for the beans to spread around, be stirred, get evenly heated. So you might need 2 pans at once, a much larger pan, but we recommend 1 full bag per large flat-bottomed pan. So the first thing you're gonna do is turn your burner to medium. All you're gonna do is rip it open, then you just pour it right in. So once your beans are in, you just want to make sure that you continuously stir them. The total process will take anywhere from 10 to 16 minutes until they've reached your preferred roast level. As you begin to start seeing some changing color, we need to address ventilation. Many people have a vent above their stove. We'll want to turn that on high if you can. Also, if there's any nearby doors or windows that can create extra circulation, that's even better. As they get closer to like the medium roasted arena, they will start emitting this smoke, and you don't want to inhale too much of that. So we're just going to try to keep it moving out of the way. So real quick, what we're going to be looking for, the beans start as green, obviously, then they will turn yellow, and then there'll be this like light tan color. That's the point at which we want to start listening out for the crack. I know it'll be hard because the fan will be on, but bear with me here. At some point, they will reach what's called the first crack, and they're just releasing moisture that was inside is now turned to steam, and they are expanding. You can hear it, but you can also see it to a certain extent. So once they've reached your desired level of roast, we're just going to quickly take them off the heat and pour them directly into a colander. We're going to now turn off our heat and take it outside to remove the chaff. Now we're going to talk oven roasting method. The first thing we're going to want to do is preheat the oven to 460 degrees Fahrenheit and let that start preheating. And now your beans are going to go directly from the package to the pan. Now the whole roasting process takes anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes. For me, I love a medium roast, so the last 5 minutes of my roasting time, I want to check it every 2 minutes. So what I'm going to do today is 5 minutes, take it out, shut it quickly, stir, put it back in, another 5 minutes. Then after that 5 minutes, we take it out, stir it, and then I'll do 2 minutes, 2 minutes, and normally that's when it's perfect for my taste. Make sure that you have a vent turned on above your stove or open a local like window or door, just to make sure that there's constant airflow and that it's not just filling up your kitchen. All right, so the first 5 minutes are done, and I'm going to take them out, close it so that the heat stays inside and the temperature is consistent. We're just going to quickly stir and then shake it to where they're level and they're not crowded. Put it back in. And set the timer again for another 5 minutes. All right, so after 10 minutes, you can see the chaff is starting to come apart. But I'm going to gently stir. Try to flip around any beans. I'm going to set the timer for 2 minutes because this is my last 5 minutes of roasting and I want to keep a close eye on it. All right, so even though it's not as hands-on as the stovetop method, when the beans are in the oven, you can still hear the crack and even sometimes see it. So after the first 10 minutes of roasting are done, if you want to turn on the light and sit near the stove, you can actually start to see the beans. It sort of looks like they jump a little bit. All right. All right, in they go. I'm going to set it for another 2 minutes. So these are looking pretty medium roasted. If you prefer a darker roast, all you do is just continue to put it in, stir it every 2 minutes until your desired roast level. This is how I prefer it. So once your beans are done, you're going to turn the oven off and then put the hot beans directly into a colander. Now you're going to take your beans outside so we can remove the chaff. You may remove the chaff over the sink inside, but it gets a little messy, so I prefer to do it outside where the wind can just blow it away. And now that the beans aren't piping hot, once they're cool enough, I like to try to use my hand as well to agitate the beans so that the chaff comes off more quickly. Once you've gotten most of the chaff off, we're going to take it inside and let it cool down. Once your beans have cooled down to room temp, we're going to want to store them in an airtight container. Now, that could be one that you have on hand, or you could just put them back in the bag they came in. The beans will now go through a degassing phase. So ideally, you won't be grinding them until at least 3 to 12 hours have passed. This will give the beans time to release some additional CO2 that will make your flavor and brew as perfect as can be. You can wait up to 2 to 3 days, and then once the beans are ground, we recommend that you consume them within 14 days of roasting. Okay guys, you've done it. You've roasted your own beans, and now it's time to taste. Bye! See you for the next one.